Right. So this is what generally a health cloud application is all about in context to Salesforce. Because as we all know, whenever we are working on CRM related applications, we normally use Salesforce applications. In Salesforce, we have different things. One is about sales, marketing cloud, e-commerce, all that stuff. In addition to that, whenever we are working on healthcare projects, it's always important for us to understand about the healthcare process in context to the health cloud application. So whenever we are working on the healthcare application, it's always important wherein to update what are the different accounts do we have, whatever the required accounts which are to be maintained in context to the health cloud applications is concerned. So wherein when we are working on the healthcare application in context to the health cloud when we are using, this can be either for the provider point of view or else it can be payer point of view. All these things will be included in it. In regard to that, it's always important wherein if you want to going to create any kind of new groups and all everything, we have to create over here, which is essentially required. So we have to be updated whatever the required information to be updated in context to the existing group you have taken, etc. This is one thing which we have to do whenever we are working on the health cloud. At the same time, whenever if you want to enroll any kind of programs or something like here, we have an option where we can enroll the programs. Whether normally when it comes to the programs and all, we have to select the list of programs which are available. So wherein all care programs and all everything is what something we have selected. So whenever we are trying to understand about these programs, we can differentiate this into two different parts. So one is about the Medicare programs and second is a Medicaid program. As we all know, Medicaid is a program which is equal for everyone. Whatever the benefits and all everything will remains the same. But when it comes to the Medicare is a kind of program which is exclusively designed for low income group people, especially, and this will be organized by the state government rather than the federal government. So this is where generally the enrollment of programs is what something which we have to be selected here. So there are different programs which are available over here. So wherein we need to identify what are the programs we have and all. Right. So for example, there is a group home insurance wherein we have taken, where we need to select what are the different enrollees we have. Right. So adding the enrollees, before adding the enrollees and all, we need to enroll the program details followed by the amount of budget which is allocated over here. At the same time, here we need to update everything, right? So here we need to update the care program allot enrollees and all. So whoever the enrollee details and all, everything has to be mentioned. So either it can be an active state. Normally, people must be in active state over here. This is where generally the new care enrollee programs, everything has to be updated here. Next, once we have updated all this information, it is always important wherein to identify what are the required information to be updated. Either it can be verification of patient identity. For example, if you want to verify the patient identity, wherein we have to search it, right? So search the patient identity based on the information which is available online, right? So we need to identify the patient details based on the account number, right? So date of birth. All these things can be taken here. It's a patient identities can be taken over here. Next, once we have identified, here we have a program where if you want to add any kind of new household member and all, that also can be added to the existing health cloud application, especially in Salesforce. But make sure if you want to add something, because as it is a trial version we are using, there will be some limitations, of course, not to that extent possible. But whatever the plans and all everything can be updated, because what are the existing plans do we have, right? So what are the different care gaps we have? At the same time, if there is any kind of enrollments which we wants to be done, or else if there is any kind of assessments we wants to be provided over here, all these assessments can be done over here, so that whatever the required information to be updated in the existing application, what are the information to be updated when it comes to the requirements when we are working on the application, especially whichever the kind of application are we using and what are the different types of applications are we using. Everything has to be mentioned in this. This is what generally the health cloud application is all about whenever we are working on application development, especially in context to the health cloud application, especially when we are working on the Salesforce. bearing by updating about the provider nothing but healthcare organizations and all, or else it can be payer details, right? So what are the required payer information you want to be updated? All these informations can be updated in this, so that is there any kind of tracking in context to the customer relationships you which we wants to be updated in regular intervals can be done. So this is how generally an health cloud application is what something we'll be using in Salesforce, which is one of the key and prominent tool now and then we are using, where this health cloud application be connected even with the Epic software for patient management system and all. We can connect with this with that even, right? So these are all the advantages wherein we see whenever we are working on the healthcare application, which is part of Salesforce. So this is all about the session today. If you have any questions, please reach out to the contact details, which will be provided in below this video. Thank you.